and welcome to Forgive Our Honesty, also known as FOH, a show where we allow investors to be unfiltered and unapologetic. Here on this show, we don't let anything slide. We cover everything from entertainment to media, of course, television, finance, startup and venture, capital, culture. Because on this show, there is no fluff, there's no stuff, it's only the things that the other people aren't willing to say. And that's what we're going to be doing here today. But before I go on, we have a special guest. We have Reginald Chatman, a black angel. I've heard about black angels, but I've never had a chance to actually meet one and talk to them and actually understand their mindset. So that's what we're going to do now. But before we start, of course, you know me, I'm Anthony Quiet Money Steven, along with my partner. We got Kwasniak in the building. Optimus Pat, he's late. Look, man, we just gotta let him slide.
We gotta let him slide today.
We're gonna let him slide today, but he's gonna show up eventually. We live busy lives, so we're gonna give him a pass for now. But he is gonna jump back in. But we are the Currency Crew and also the co-founders of Accrue, which is a multifarious streaming platform that allow our users to create a shared connection. So this thing, Netflix meet Tinder. We say it every week. By now, you guys should get it. Because unlike just being matched based on your looks or your level of attraction, you're actually going to be matched based on a shared common interest from the jump. That's what we're going to be doing here from All right, guys. I always like to give you a gem. So the gem today is going to be called 3 Feet from Gold. What an amazing book. I stopped actually trying to say the author's name simply because I think it's an injustice if I get their names wrong. So, when I put the book up on the screen, you can read it. Always go and check it out. But this book is a really amazing book. And what it's about is about being able to push forward even when those challenges are ahead, because you only might be a few feet from actually achieving the goal. It's a book where he talks to a lot of different people that were influential at that time and all of the different things they had to endure in order to be successful. And this is a mindset book, because if you have a weak mind, you have a weak foundation. And with a weak foundation, nothing can be built on top. And talking about weak minds, I know there's somebody in particular, especially in our culture, who has an extremely weak mind. And I know this was something that Kwasniak wanted to really touch on. So yes, Kwaz. Because you set your ass up on the Breakfast Club, and you made it seem like having a job was beneath.
Accrue is the world's first social streaming app where users no longer have to juggle multiple apps for daily social interactions. With Accrue, users will be able to stream movies, earn points and rewards, engage in social interactions, review content, share and send messages, transfer money and points between users, form group chats, order food, and even find a romantic connection. These daily social interactions are all functions that are seamlessly integrated into one comprehensive platform. With Accrue, a new world of social streaming has arrived.
All right, I wouldn't say he has a weak mind. I think it's a little arrogant mind.
That's a better word to say.
Yeah, that's a better word. He's in our culture. He's brought in acts such as Rihanna, Kanye West, most notably Jay-Z. We're going to talk about Dame Dash. So Dame Dash, a federal judge in New York, has ordered the sale of his assets tied to the Dash Group. His business held entirely under his wife, Raquel Horns, to settle a debt stemming from 2019 copyright lawsuit, where it's like an author named Edwina Brooks. She sued Dash last year, accusing him of releasing a film adaptation of her book, Mafietta book series, without her consent.
But they know better than that.
Yeah, she won $80,000 in a judgment in 2020, but Dash never paid. He countersued and he lost, allegedly hid the assets in shell companies like Dash Group and Poppington LLC, which, with legal fees and interest now, Dash owes her about $100,000. This follows in November 2024, an auction. Dash lost his third of the stake of Rockefeller Records, which they bought for $1 million nearly. $200,000 of that went to child support, and the 1.7 was applied to overdue New York State taxes, leaving nothing for other creditors.
But hold on. So hold on.
Hold on. Let me cook. Now, Dave, you know, he owes another $800,000 in a separate judgment to this other for a film called Dear Frank, along with $4 million defamation ruling. It's getting crazy, but this is what I wanted to get to. In his climax of his career, Dash had 50 million liquid cash. Now Dash is estimated at only having around $100,000. Do you realize that is a 99.8% drop?
That's 100.
Value? Like, I told you I had some stats. That's like a stat. Like, I mean, how?
Go
ahead, man. I'm gonna let you cook.
I got 3 words for you, Dave Dash. Good for you.
Wow.
I'm serious, Bosnia.
Wow.
I'm not holding any punches. You know why it's good for you? Because you sat your ass up on the Breakfast Club and you made it seem like having a job was beneath you. You made it seem like having a job is a problem.
A boss, you're only the boss if you put up your own money. If you don't put up your own money, I don't care how much somebody gives you, you're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. So how much money can you get paid to not? There's no money in this world for someone to pay me so they could call me, so I could call them a boss.
I don't know where you got this fake boss mentality. That's not what it is. And I'm going to solo myself right now because I'm going to actually cook him. One of the things that grind my gears is people that throw that word CEO around. You want to know why? It stands for Chief Everything Officer, not executive. That means you have to do everything in order to make sure that your vision, and more importantly, the people that you have working alongside you and that you put in place to be successful, get the stuff they need to be successful because of you. Your job is to have the vision as a CEO and then have the support team around you to help you push that vision forward. It's not to belittle people. It's not to berate people. It's not to put your feet on nobody's desk, idiot. So now you look foolish out here because the people you stepped on to get to the top, now you got to kiss their ass on the way down. And that's why nobody helps you. You was arrogant and foolish for no reason beyond, I don't know what's this paid in full persona that you missed back in the 80s. You try to relive it. It's over, yo. It's over.
All right. I mean, I understand the discretion.
Nah, man, I expose my blood.
I understand he's, you know, but Dash did do some things that were pivot, like really culturally, like it brought us somewhere. You know, he made Paid in Full. He founded Rockefeller. He helped Jay-Z come in the game. He did a lot of big things, and we can never take that away from him. At the same time, at the same token, for you to go, I'm just like going from 50 M's to 100,000 is unacceptable. It's clearly unacceptable. At no time should you got 50. Once you get down to 40, you start looking. You got to start looking at your ways. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what am I doing wrong?
What am I doing? Exactly. What am I doing wrong for me to go from 50 to 40? You went from 50 to 50,000, and it's like 50 M's to 50,000. That's
because again, he doesn't have humility. He doesn't have humility. That's all it boils down to, right?
Yeah.
And here's the truth. This proves that he was never that businessman. He just had a great situation. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. He was never that businessman because the real businessmen that lose it, they know how to get it back. He just had a great situation that he was able to parlay. You don't gotta like me for it. The proof is in the numbers.
You know what we as angel investors are looking for is somebody who can build a company and also exit, meaning either be acquired or go IPO at some point so you can get a great return on your investment.
Accrue is the world's first social streaming app where users no longer have to juggle multiple apps for daily social interactions. With Accrue, users will be able to stream movies, earn points and rewards, engage in social interactions, review content, share and send messages, transfer money and points between users, form group chats, order food, and even find a romantic connection. These daily social interactions are all functions that are seamlessly integrated into one comprehensive platform. With Accrue, a new world of social streaming has arrived.
All right, guys. So like I said, sorry if you saw me be a little bit more passionate than I've been in the past. But, when you're talking about really being a CEO and really being a person of color in the space, when you have the opportunity to, take a leadership position, it's not about, like you said, berating people and things like that. So that kind of it hits me here, because I do understand the challenges that I face. And of course, I just saw Optimus. He just pulled up on the screen. He's at Optimus.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you
Forgive me. You have to forgive me. I'm always late everywhere.
Yeah, you missed the good stuff. But that's why we got our guy Reginald Chatman coming in. Reginald is what we would consider a black angel. Now, I've never met a black angel. I know they're out there, so I'm super excited to actually get a black angel. What a black angel is somebody naturally of color. That's an angel investor, not somebody with wings. But the point is, they're gonna come in. Reggie, I'm really excited to hear what you got to say. So let's welcome Reggie to the show.
Yeah, I thought I had a black angel go out there.
Thanks so much. We really appreciate y'all having me. This is really an honor to be on this show, and however I can contribute, I'm happy to do so. I appreciate that we got at least some brother with with some gray in the beard, so that's all good.
Right.
It represents our wisdom.
There you go. Exactly.
So Reginald, what you like me to call you? Reginald, Reggie? Like what's cool with you?
You know what? I got a son. He took Reggie, so you can call me Reg or Reginald, but you can't call me Reggie. He took that from me.
Reginald, you're the senior. You're the senior.
Exactly.
So Reginald, one of the first things definitely is let's tell the audience about yourself. I don't want to misrepresent you, so you can kind of just give us a overview really quick, and then we'll get into like the really cool stuff that you're doing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've been in the tech space here I live in the Bay Area. I've been in the tech space now over 30 years, and so in a number of different roles. One either as an operator or someone who's really helping companies be able to succeed in the space. And so most recently, though, I've been more so. I got 3 different roles. I'm an investor. I'm a Black Angel investor. Through a number of different avenues. I also advise different startups. Through some venture capital firms. And I also am an instructor, a professor at the University of San Francisco in the venture space, teaching about entrepreneurship. And so anyway, but primarily my passion is certainly in the investing space. And with a goal of really helping Black founders get up and going and being successful when it comes to being able to capture venture capital money so that they can get their business launched. And so I'm excited to be in this space, and anything I can share to help those that are out there looking to start their own tech ventures, I'm here to help.
Reggie, that's actually amazing, and that's why we actually want you on the show, so that the first-time founders like ourselves can actually get the information, the real information, and not something that they're hearing on the side, but actually from the source itself. So one of the first questions I get is, what kind of projects do you usually invest in as an angel investor?
Yeah, I personally, and by the way, that's a great question, because it's called having an investing thesis. Is generally what it's called for angels in particular, is that everybody has their very specific space. Maybe you want to be in B2C. Maybe you want to make sure that you're investing even potentially in real estate deals or so forth. So my investing thesis is around software companies that are developing products mostly for B2C, meaning that businesses that are selling to consumers, but mostly the back office applications, the software applications that are going to help those small and medium businesses succeed. And so that's really my space, and that's where I focus on. But I interface and I network with people who invest in all kinds of different spaces.
My question is, what's the first thing that you look for in new founders?
Now, I have invested. I'm not sure if it was a wise investment. I have invested in founders that are their first time starting, so forth and so on. But by and large, you really want to look for someone who's probably done this, but has been around the block at least once, because they've already learned on somebody else's dime how to make a venture successful. So that's number one. Number two, I look for someone who has a strong technical background or has a partner who has a strong technical background, because building the product out is critical. And then the third thing is somebody who really understands, how to build a team and be able to scale. Because what we as angel investors are looking for is somebody who can build a company and also exit, meaning either be acquired or go IPO at some point so you can get a great return on your investment. And so that's just the raw and honest truth. At the end of the day, we're doing this not just because we want to help some companies succeed. We obviously want to be able to be successful financially as well.
Yeah, definitely want to make money. It's a business.
So what are ways first-time founders can build relationships with investors before raising?
Yeah, you know what? You actually said it. That's the critical point. Build a relationship before you start asking for money, right? I often get, because in my profile, I often get people that are reaching out to me and say, "Hey, listen, I've got this great idea for some sort of a space rocket thing that's going to be ready to go in 2030. I was wondering if you would give me $1 million." I'm like, "Hey, man, I don't even know you, right? Let's sort of find a way to connect." And one of the ways of doing that is to create relationships by asking for advice. By saying, "Look, let's have a conversation about what I'm doing. Can I get your advice first?" Right? That's probably the best way. The second best way is to actually be physically in this space, especially here in the Bay Area. There are meetups, there are pitch competitions, there are sessions that venture capital firms put on a regular basis, and so there's really nothing that beats being able to be in space. Again, I get pitches from people that are living elsewhere, and I appreciate that, and I'm more than willing to take a look here and there. But by and large, create that relationship first and find a way to meet people physically, because you looking at a person in the eyes and saying, "Look, I'm going to give you a $25,000 check or $50,000 check." It's best that you actually be able to see them first before you get in that kind of financial relationship. We're here to invest so that at some point we're going to get a 10, 20, 30x return on our money.
All right, guys, as I promised, I'm going to be vlogging my journey as a startup founder to show you what it takes. It's because I'm on my way to an event, Pitch and Pop in New York City, where, pretty much it's like Pop the Balloon, but for founders like myself. All right, but I'm really going to show you what it takes to go from Queens all the way to the city. All right, so just ride with me. I was able to get the pitch out. They felt it. 3 out of the 4 people popped on me.
Okay, that's nice. So what kind of help beyond money do you offer to founders, you believe?
There are 3 ways in which angels in particular. Now, if you think about it, when you have a venture and you're trying to raise money, the first thing you do is you get it from your friends and family, right? The people that are right around you. The second stage is that you go after angels who may or may not know you, right? But you have and angels that tend to want to be those who get in the early stages, pre-seed or seed. And then the final step is that you want to be able to get to a point where what's called a money round, where you get venture capital firms to be able to provide the bigger funds. So the angels, by and large, friends and family are like, hey, they're just happy you're trying something. Mama writes you a check and she may not even know what you're talking about. But angels are unique in that what we ask you most of us invest because we not only want to write a check, but we also want to provide help. And by way of saying, hey, give you advice on how to maybe have your go-to-market plan, how do you set up your financial structure, how do you make sure you take care of customers? Because most of us have some sort of expertise in these spaces. So money, we provide advice, and then and governance, that's also potentially one, like lots of us we may ask for a board seat. But the third thing we bring to the table is that we bring you our network, right? So many of us, both from an expertise standpoint as well as we know people who can help, who can provide a different kind of advice, or we know people who can invest. And so that networking is the critical piece as well of the 3 things that angels bring to the table that's somewhat unique.
After you actually got to meet these new founders and you actually liked them, what kind of traction or proof points matter the most in the pre-seed or seed rounds before you actually decide to put the pen to paper?
Yeah, no, that's great. The phrase we always talk about, there are two phrases we always use. Great. Hey, do you have good product market fit? And who's your ideal customer profile, right? Who's going to buy your product? Who's going to buy your service? Who's going to buy your software so that it scales? But by and large, from an investing standpoint, most of us look for traction. That's a great question. And we look for it. You don't necessarily need to have revenue, but you definitely need to have customers. You need to have clients or customers who are at least trying out your product, right? And who indicated an interest, say, look, I love this product. I want to give it a try. In areas in which I invest, especially startup companies, generally speaking, especially when you're looking at companies that have recurring revenue, most of the time they have something called it's like a freemium model. Like you have there's a free version, then there's sort of a basic version, and there's a premium version, right? So I'm okay if you have a product and you're testing out the marketplace, and let's say you have 50,000 users, but nobody's signed up for the premium yet. I'm okay with that. That's showing that people want your product, because you can always sell premium services later on once you have validated product, once your prototype or your beta product is proven that's been useful, that people really want it. So, but bottom line is, I would love for you to have revenue for sure. But if you don't, I definitely want to make sure that you have customer acceptance in the marketplace that proves that there's a good product market fit.
Man, Reggie dropped a heavy sign.
Yeah.
Reggie, we just like, wow, Reggie, man.
So like, what do you wish more founders understood about your role as an investor? What you wish they just understood more? Because we come to the game a little green.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the things that, again, it goes back to the question you asked earlier about what can we bring to the table. Most say, hey, look, we want to bring you some terms, and we want to say, hey, can you just write us a check, and we just ride off into the sunset. There are two things. First of all, just remember that we're here to help beyond just the check writing. All right, so founders really need to be able to, and that's why building a relationship is super important. The second thing is that this is kind of a weird thing, but I've talked with many founders. Lots of them come to you and say, hey, we want you to invest, but they don't have an exit strategy. Right? At the end of the day, again, what are we here for, right? We're here to invest so that at some point, we're going to get a 10, 20, 30x return on our money. You need to have thought about, hey, who can potentially acquire you? Or if you think you're going to have an IPO one day, an IPO, that's great too. Or maybe be acquired by a private equity firm. Those are all different ways of doing it, but we need you to at least have given it some thought. Not, hey, I'm passionate about my business. I'm going to make sure it works well, and don't worry about the exit. Yeah, well, I'm the only reason I'm here is for the exit. So if you lead with that and tell me, hey, listen, I got some comps, and I plan to be acquired in 3 to 5 years, and at this particular multiple, give me those numbers. Let me know at least. Again, some of this is sort of made up stuff, but at least give me a sense that you have a mindset that this is what's important to me.
What's usually your sweet spot for an exit? Is it 5? Is it 10?
I think like venture capital firms do. Venture capital firms think like this. Like, let's say you have most of them have dozens, if not hundreds of investments. Let's use the easy math. Most of them think of let's say you invest in 10 companies. They know that of the 10 companies you invest in, 7 of them are going to be out of business within a year or two. They just know this is just part of the math. 2 of them are going to be okay. They're making money. They're still moving on. Exit is sort of TBD. We're not sure when they're going to exit. And you're going to have one that's going to be boom, right? It's going to be a $100 million company. It may even be a unicorn. That's $1 billion valuation, and it's going to pop in the marketplace, right? So you take those 9 either mediocre to failing companies as part of your portfolio, in hopes of just getting that one that's going to give you a 100, maybe even a 500 return on your investment, right? So that more than makes up for the fact that those other 9 companies didn't really give you much at all, if at all. And so I think like that too. So I'm trying to build up right now. We've been doing this now a few years, trying to build up a portfolio of at least 20. We're on track right now personally, but I also co-invest with a couple of other groups as well, which makes it a lot of fun.
For new founders out there, what's the one thing that they really need to know about, the funding process? Like, what do they always get wrong? Because everybody thinks that they have a great product. I'm going to talk to Reg, and Reg's going to write me a check for $10 million, and that's that.
Yeah.
What do they get wrong about that?
Like I said, when you're talking to friends and family, you probably don't need to worry. They're investing as you because that's my little cousin, it's my nephew, that's my son, whatever, right? So you don't need to worry about that. But when it comes to angels and with venture capital firms, is you want to know what we invest in, right? For example, I was just talking with another firm, venture capital firm, and we were looking at a deal, and we were trying to come up with a strategy for how we were going to help scout and find funds for a new venture. Well, the key there is like, hey, listen. Let's make sure that we are targeting our investment at companies that invest in this space, right? So if you are a B2B company, go after B2B companies. If you are in retail, go after retail, right? So do some research on the angels and the venture capital firms that invest in your space. Find out what the thesis is. Again, I gave an example of people just approaching me. They don't even ask me, hey, what space do I invest in? What is my investing thesis? And so they just sort of spray out. And it's called, just spraying out your business plan to everybody.
Just spray and pray.
Spray and pray. Exactly. Yeah, that is not the way to do it at all. You need to do some research, find out exactly what they're investing in, and target your pitches to those particular individuals.
And that people go out there and do your homework. Don't just run up on red napkin for money, right?
Reggie, you let them know. Don't just run before you send you spam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly. That's right.
My guy
exactly.
Reginald, he's not listening. Please don't do it. So Reggie, I do have a question for you. How do you spot the founders that are coachable as opposed to the ones that don't listen and think they know them?
You know what? Lots of times you can see that very early on in when they're given a pitch. When you provide, generally speaking, so I was talking with a founder. I ended up taking the pitch from a founder actually in Africa, and so I generally say, look, I don't invest internationally right now, but I'm willing to listen, and I wanted to hear him because he had pretty good bona fides. And I said, I'm going to take a listen to him. And so one of the things that I do early on is, as I'm listening to the pitch, I actually go ahead and provide a little feedback in real time. And one of the things that's a tell is if they get really defensive about what now I'm giving them my free advice. I'm telling them, hey, listen, if you want to raise money, here's what you need to do. And I'll ask some pointed questions, and then I'll ask them, hey, listen. And if they get really defensive about that, right away, I know, okay, man, listen, this is not going to go too far. At the end of the day, I'm looking for because that's a great question, because it's critical that founders be ready, willing, and able to be able to take some coaching both in real time as well as over time. And so that's really important.
Wow. I mean, wow, Reggie, that was man. I'm speechless right now.
Yeah, because once you start getting mad, you show the lack of emotional intelligence.
AI, correct. That's right. That 100%. You nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, is there anything we want to, ask Reggie since we got him here before we take him into our world? Because, man, he dropped so much science, so I don't know what to say.
What's the trends that you're seeing in the space of investing? What's the new buzz thing? What do you have?
No, that's a great question, because I'm really passionate about something that I feel like we are just now on the ground floor of. If you think about, hey, listen, many years ago, somebody goes, hey, listen, can you help me build a website? You're like, oh, that was HTML. You didn't know what that was, and let's make it happen. or heck, even for the World Wide Web, right? If you think about it, there's something right now that's happening right this very moment. That gentleman, that in a year from now, even 3 years from now, you're going to look back and remember this conversation, what I'm about to tell you right now. There's something hot that is and then specifically for Black entrepreneurs who might not have as much access to tech talent to help them build out a product. They have a great idea. They don't quite know how to build out a product quick and be able to get it to market. There's something called vibe coding.
Explain what vibe coding is for a second. So Andre Karpathy is sort of one of the luminaries of AI research, and he makes these amazing multi-hour tutorials on YouTube about machine learning and large language models. But what he pointed out recently is that you can just talk to the large language models and they will code entire apps. And if there's a bug, or if you want it to change, or you want it to look a different way, you don't have to go in there and write the code yourself. You don't have to hire someone to do it. You can just talk directly to the large language model that wrote it, and it'll fix it for you. And sometimes you could just accept all changes without even looking at the changes it made, because it's that good now. So this is the first time that's ever happened. On the other hand, what that means for founders is that you don't need a team of 50 or 100 engineers. You can just have a team of 10, and that team of 10 today, when they are fully vibe coders, when they are actually really, really good at using the cutting edge tools for code gen today, like Cursor or Windsurf, they will literally do the work of 10 or 100 engineers in the course of a single day.
First of all, we get access to deals. Number two is we're actually able to network with each other. So, it's important to be able to hang out with people who look like you. And then the third thing, you learn in a safe space.
So this is actually day 2 of me vlogging, heading back into the city for the last of the events for New York Tech Week. I made a lot of really dope connections yesterday, so I'm gonna just keep the streak going.
Really interesting. A lot of great information. Some of the things we learned about is what investors are directly looking for.
But man, the technology has caught up to a point at which, I mean, for example, just this past week, man, I said, look, I want to try this thing out. I've already built 2 software applications within an hour. I went online, used AI to help me create a product requirements document. Took that product requirements document, used 2 different applications, actually to be able to create the software product. Something that would have taken 6 months to a year can take 30 minutes to an hour now. Vibe coding, where you use AI to create your application in a way that at very minimum, you can use it for a prototype. Maybe you might need to turn it over and have somebody, build out the back end and be a little bit more robust, a little bit more privacy, a little bit more structured. But by and large, there's nothing stopping. If you got an idea, I promise you within an hour, if you use AI and vibe coding, you can actually get your product ready to go and pilot and get it in front of customers within an hour or 2. And so that has broken down all the barriers to being able, especially for Black entrepreneurs, to be able to get their product developed and get it prototyped and tested before you even have to worry about whether or not it's something that's going to scale or grow. And so that is probably the most exciting thing. Again, that term was coded about 6 months ago. I tell you now, a year from now, 3 years, 5 years from now, this is going to be the standard that nobody's going to be writing their code from scratch anymore. That's gone. 90% of code is going to be written by AI.
AI's coming for your job.
I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, I've been looking at some people that's, obviously you're on LinkedIn and you're looking at what companies are hiring and things of that nature. And I see a lot of companies they aren't even, if you don't vibe code, they're not really interested in you because they want AI to actually help you along with the knowledge that you already have. I mean, I'm efficient in JavaScript and, obviously HTML and CSS and all of that, and React or whatever the case may be. And they really want you to vibe code. They don't want you to just sit there for hours to get an if and a promise statement, trying to figure that out when you could just type it in ChatGPT and get the answer in 30 seconds. It's like
that's right.
It doesn't make sense. So yeah, I'm totally with you with, even though I'm a coder, I love coding, but I'm totally with the vibe coding. I have no problem with it. I love it.
So Reggie, before you go, I want you to talk about BAG, BAG. Can you really tell us what the Black Angel Group is about? Because I know there's like 2 different ones. There's Black Angel Group and then there's Black Angel Forum.
Absolutely. Like I said, I am a part of a few different angel groups, but the one I got started with, Black Angel Group, in the San Francisco Bay Area, started with first a bunch of Google employees. I used to work at Google, and so a bunch of Google employees got together and said, "Hey, listen, why don't we pool our resources and be able to review some deals?" What they did is they then expanded it out to include Black individuals, accredited investors that work for almost any tech company. So the Black Angel Group now is up to like 400 different Black angels here, primarily Bay Area, but I probably have about half of them in Bay Area folks, San Francisco Bay Area, but the rest are throughout the nation and throughout the world as well, as the talent has continued to move out. And so what we do is we review deals that are presented to us mostly from venture capital firms, and so but we're also starting to look at some seed and pre-seed deals as well. So that's been a lot of fun, mostly because it's been where it does. First of all, we get access to deals. Number 2 is we're actually able to network with each other. So, it's important to look, be able to hang out with people who look like you. And then the third thing, you learn in a safe space. You can ask dumb questions. You can ask hard questions. You can evaluate deals together. You can try to understand why this deal might not work and why it might work. And then therefore, you can then go out and then by yourself, separate from them, take those learnings and create new deals. Since then, I've joined a couple of other different angel groups, but that having those power in number, again, a safe space for me personally, not the smartest guy in the world, asking dumb questions and feeling like I can ask it and people are going to help me and they're going to support me. If I want to understand how how a cap table works, if I understand, I want to understand exactly how how you put together notes. How are you going to be able to evaluate deals? How are you going to make sure you get your monies back? These things like that, being able to ask these good questions and be able to learn from that has been critical to my growth and learning and development. So having that safe space where people look like me, super important, and I've really enjoyed it. And since then, again, I've joined a couple of other different ones, just continuing to learn and grow and develop.
So, like I said, for the second part of the question, how can somebody, or reach out to you? Like, how does it work?
You know what? At the end of the day, if anybody wants to reach out to me, I have now. I have my hands in a bunch of different communities now that are very similar. And so, if you are a accredited investor, and you go and look that up if you're not familiar with that term, then you are able to start right now, either by yourself or as a collective or with a group. And wherever your city is, wherever your geo is, if you want to physically be with people, or if you're okay with meeting people virtually, then I can find a group for you where that connects with your investing thesis. That also that where it's beginners and maybe it's more mature, so forth and so on. And so I really look forward to helping as many people as possible to join this ecosystem.
And again, Reggie, I know I keep saying I had enough, but you're here to might as well get everything from you, Reggie. So if you are a startup,
no problem.
How can they go about to reach out to the angel groups?
There's actually a national organization called ACA. It's an angel association that's put together. And so if you go on their website, I need to look up. I could look it up here, but bottom line is it's an association of all angels across the entire United States. And what it'll help you do is be able to go at a starting point to find a particular type of angel group that invests in the kinds of technology and or space that you're in. And you just start there. Most of these sites, here's the beautiful part about it. Here's another way of, if you can't physically meet people, or if you can't, if you don't want to just spray and pray, one thing you can do, if you find an angel group that is, that again, invests in your space, let's say you cybersecurity and that you've built an app for that, right? There are very specific angel groups that focus on that. If you go to their website, there will be a form they'll ask you to fill out that gives you some basic information. So look, where are you pre-seed and seed? How much money you're raising? What do you need it for? Are you pre-revenue? Give us a link to your website, stuff like that. If you do that, they will respond to you and ask you for for your pitch deck. And so it's not quite spray and pray because it's very focused, but it's a form that allows you to fill out your information and ask for a review of your pitch deck. And like I said, there's been great success in following that model. But I would say go to ACA. I think it's ACA.org. I have to look it up again. But
yeah, we'll definitely.
And our angel group is part of that. Absolutely.
And your angel group is part. No, this is stuff we wish we knew when we first started.
Great stuff.
We would have said, don't start optimists. Not today.
No, don't get me started, man. Please don't get me started.
Not today. So Reggie, we're gonna wrap this segment up. How can people reach out to you on LinkedIn? Is the website an email something that they can reach out and say, hey, I saw you on Forgive Our Honesty, etc. So yeah, Reggie, how can they reach you?
Absolutely, yeah. Feel free. Like I said, probably the best thing I take and I review all of my deals through LinkedIn. Quite frankly, if you look up Reginald Chatman, you'll see me there. I'm easy to find. There's only two Reginald Chatman. There's Reginald Chatman to me. And then there's Reggie Chatman, my son, Junior. So stay away from him. That's a whole different deal. He's a good kid, but he's not in this space. That's right. It's a whole different space. But yeah, you can find me easily on LinkedIn. That's where I take in my deal flow. That's where I review things. That's where I give advice because it creates a connection that's long standing. And so if people want to reach out to me, that's really the best way. And if you search me on LinkedIn, you'll find me.
All right, guys. You heard from Reggie himself. Let's give it up for Reggie Chatman. Awesome, man. A lot of science here, man. A lot of science for dropping. Hopefully you walked away a little smarter than you came in. But now, Reggie, we're going to come into our world. We're former television producers, so we're all about entertainment. So for the next few segments, we're going to play a couple of cool games. Right. Just you can unbutton your shirt at the top now.
All right.
All right, and so the first game we play is called Sequel or Stop.
Yo, we just want to put up a bit. I wish I had a stop sign in here. I really wish I had a stop sign in here. Let
me tell you how that works, Reggie. We're pretty much going to show you a movie trailer for a movie franchise, where they're now launching a new sequel. And, after it, you give a review where you say sequel or stop. This is actually one of Pat's favorite games because he's a chief content officer. So he takes a lot of these games personal.
No, seriously.
Takes a lot of these trailers personal. All right, Reggie, are you ready to start sequel or stop?
Do it.
All right.
In the world of magic, everything that disappears reappears. Whew, it is very good to be back.
Come up, you're gonna be our helper.
Okay, disappear in 3, 2, 1.
J. Daniel Atlas in the house. Who wants to see a magic trick? I think we would have made the horseman proud. My Atlas was spot on.
Really? I'll be the judge of that. According to that card, for some reason, I need you.
Why not the other horsemen?
The other horsemen are dead.
Oh my god, what?
No, they're like dead to me. Things got too real for them. They gave up. Stop interrupting. I'm talking about a trick that is bigger and better than anything you have ever seen. It's now or never.
What's the trick?
The heart diamond. It's the most valuable jewel in history.
But what makes this diamond so special?
Because a magical tarot card told us.
For decades, the Vanderbergs have been selling diamonds to warlords, arms dealers, traffickers to help launder their money.
If you want to stop the devil, don't cut off her hands. You lift her wallet.
Open sesame.
Still safe with me.
Relax. Diamonds are forever.
Stop him!
Jack, what are you doing here?
Saving your ass. Emily Reed?
Fanboy later.
Hi, guys. I don't know you.
Let's go!
My horseman.
We're brought together for a reason.
Gummy's kicked in.
Bring down 2 generations of criminals with a single sleight of hand.
8 magicians against a worldwide criminal network. I like our chances.
Want to see a magic trick?
That he is. You enjoying the show?
That's how we get on with it.
Hey, guys, dead end.
Open sesame.
Way to represent, Merritt.
Worth a try, was it? Never know. I think you do know.
Who you want to go first?
Hold on. Let Reggie go first.
All
Reggie,
right, go ahead, Reg.
you go first, Reggie.
So listen, I saw the original, and it was okay. I mean, it didn't knock my socks off, but I enjoyed it. Now the trailer for this one, I'm not sure. I'm undecided on whether or not we would see this one.
So the question is, should they stop it or should they continue?
Oh, they should definitely stop it. Yeah, this is run its course, I think.
Optimus, you got to go last, man.
Yo, because if that, I seen that punchline that they did at the end, the open
Sesame.
If that was the punch of the climax of your trailer, come on, man. That was. We just want to put up a bit. I wish I had a stop sign in here. I really wish I had a stop sign in here. Yeah, that's that.
To be honest, I've always been a fan of the franchise. The first 2. This one, unfortunately, I don't want to say it, but it's a stop, man. It's a stop. It's a stop.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually going against the grain. Keep it going. And I'm not saying, hey, hold on. I'm not saying it because I actually want to see the movie, because I really don't. It looks terrible, but it's light, and it's fun, and it's it's something a little bit of an escape. So yeah, for the just for the fact of it being a movie not to think heavily about, not to go hard with Marvel or DC or the politics of all of these movies. It's just an easygoing movie. I say keep it going. If it does what it needs to do in the box office. If it doesn't, then cut it. If it does, if it makes us money, keep it going. I'm not mad. But I'm not going to see it. Don't get that part twisted.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
All right, so there we go, guys. 3 starts and want to keep going with the sequel. All right, so Reggie, that was your first stop with sequel.
Thank you. Now I got it. Now I understand how it rolls. That's right.
Now the games get a little harder. All right, Reggie. So we got a game that we created just for you. It's called Fun or Fake, and basically the way it works is we're going to describe stick startups, but you have with just the core idea, no names, no backstories. You have to tell us will you fund it or is the startup totally fake? And then at the end, reveal was it a winner or was it just made up? And also, all three of you are gonna play, so not just Reggie. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Kwasniak to get to find out if it's
so it's a funding. Is it funded or fake?
Yeah, I mean, like, will you fund it or was it just totally fake?
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna have to say fund or not. That startup sounds fake.
Okay.
Okay.
This dude is always throwing games at us, and he never plays. Go ahead, man.
All right, so here we go. The first one is an app that lets people rent out their personal swimming pools by the hour, like Airbnb for backyard pools. Fun or fake?
Fun. That's not a bad idea, actually, on the surface.
Nah, definitely fund. Definitely fund.
Fund that one.
Correct. That is an actual real startup called Swimpool.
Okay.
Its revenue for the year 2024 is 180 million.
Ooh,
wow.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what in our business they say the riches are in niches, and that is one heck of a niche. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Niche, yeah.
Niches and riches.
All
All right.
niches.
Here we go. Number 2, a platform that let users rent goats to clear unwanted brush, weeds, or grass from their land. It's an eco-friendly, low-maintenance alternative to fire prevention. Fun or fake?
They rent what?
Rent goats, billy goats.
Yeah, you heard properly. Goats.
Fun or fake?
Like, huh?
What do you got, Reggie? Fun or fake?
Well, I was holding back my answer because I actually have seen that around here in the Bay Area. So I think it's fun. I think people are doing it for sure.
What about you, Pat?
Oh, well, I'm gonna follow suit just because, but yeah.
All right, Kwasniak, fun or fake?
I just don't believe it.
Okay. All right, ding, ding, ding. It's actually a real startup called Goats.
Wow.
The revenue for 2024 was 43 million.
People are renting to go.
I knew the business was in operation, but I didn't realize they were making that kind of money. Wow.
Rent a go.
Number 3, a subscription box that sends customer Arctic snow from exotic global locations like Iceland, Switzerland, and the Alps, marketed as luxury Arctic experiences for peoples in dry or urban dwelling sites. Reggie?
Nah.
That can't be true. I'm going to go fake on that one.
All right, Pat, fake.
Definitely fake. Definitely fake.
You said they send out snow?
Yes. Fun or fake?
How they gonna get the snow there? Like, and it's still supposed to be snow once it gets to where? Nah, that gotta be fake.
It's cryogenically frozen.
So everybody say fake?
Yeah.
All right, you guys are correct. That is a fake startup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, here we go. A wearable ring that monitors your hydration level by analyzing the sweat and the electric conductivity on your skin, alerting people when to drink water to make sure that they don't dehydrate. Fun or fake, Reggie?
100%.
Yeah, fun.
You know what?
Fun.
I've seen these ring tech. I'm still gonna call that one fake though. That's too much of a niche right there.
Okay, Pat?
No, 100%. That's real.
Okay, Quas?
Yeah, that's real. That's real. You got it.
That is a real company called Nick's Biosense. 5, a subscription-based service for single socks where each month a subscriber gets one unique design socks delivered to their door with the promise that no 2 socks would ever match. Fun or fake?
That sounds like Bombas. There's a company called Bombas that did something similar. So I'm gonna go fun. Yeah.
Okay, Pat?
And when you say no two socks would ever match,
You only get one pair of socks, one side socks every month.
and nobody in the world is gonna have a pair of those socks ever again.
Only one right side or one left side, so no two pairs.
Oh, got you. Nah, I'll go with fun. That sounds like something. Yeah.
So they saying the socks that you get and don't even match, and they're selling you socks that don't match.
Oh, socks that don't match. I missed that part.
Fake.
I'm gonna switch my vote too. Socks that don't match. No, I'm gonna go fake too.
It's a fake. It's a fake startup.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. I'm confused because I'm not taking an L on this. When you say they don't match, you mean you have a left and a right, and the left is only going to be able to go on the left, or it?
It was one. You only get one pair of sock. SOCK, not socks as we call them, single. That once a month.
Oh man, get the hell out of here, man! No.
Nah, man.
Nah, I think you put your money. You can't get your money back there.
No, I want my money back, man. I was misled.
You already invested.
That's right.
I was misled, man.
He in Vegas right now.
Yeah. Last fun or fake. An AI platform that creates hyper-personalized bedtime stories for kids that use their names and their favorite animals, but are voiced by their parents every night. Fun or fake.
And if that's fake, that sounds like actually a pretty good idea. I used to have small kids. I would have loved to have done that. You know what? I'm gonna go fun. I'm gonna fund that even if it doesn't exist.
All right, Optimus.
Yeah, I'm with Reg on that one. I'm definitely with him on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna fund that one.
Fund that one.
Yeah.
All right, ding, ding, ding. That is a real company. It's called Smart Dreams AI. All right, guys.
Yeah, that's heavy. I like that.
Yeah. So Optimus, you got a dud company under your belt, brother.
Nah. I was set up. That's what it was.
I was set up. That's what it was.
Oh man, that was awesome. I actually like that's actually we're gonna keep that one in the stash. All right, but now, Reggie, this is the absolute last game. This is called Pop Culture Portfolio. This is actually one of our most popular games. Okay. The way Pop Culture Portfolio works is, as the name says, you're going to see three people in pop culture. You're going to have to buy, sell, or to determine if you want to keep them in your portfolio. So basically, you're going to say, I'm going to buy, sell, or hold, and then give the reason for your answer. Okay? All right, guys, here we go. All right, so right now for Pop Culture Portfolio, we have Kelly Blake, who is the new CEO of OnlyFans. We have Caitlin Clark, and of course we have Usher Raymond. So
Usher baby.
There we go. So Reggie, let's start with you, the new CEO of OnlyFans.
I don't like that long-term business model. I'm gonna go sell.
Okay, and Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin is on the come up. She's dominating. I'm gonna go buy, and for Usher hold.
Wow, he's straight to it. He didn't even play with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go, Optimus.
Yeah, listen, I'm on the same wavelength with Reg right now. Forget the whole OnlyFans thing. That was a pandemic fluke. What's homegirl's name again?
Caitlin.
There we go. Caitlin's on the come up. She, she brought a lot of life to the WNBA. And Usher, he's just like born again. Like, yeah, so that's it. I'm selling, I'm buying, and I'm holding in that order.
What we got?
I'm on the same wave. Like, we could sell OnlyFans. We could really get that out of here. OnlyFans is out of here. I'll definitely buy Caitlin, because she is definitely brought new light to the WNBA. Her fan base is incredible, and Usher is pretty much timeless. I could see him putting grapes in girls' mouths for the next 20 years.
Not cherries, man. They were cherries.
Oh, yeah,
cherries. Yeah. Ladies, fellas, don't let your girls go to the Usher concert.
Don't do that.
So, as a matter of fact, don't let her be
home
Klosny
with cherry
either.
juice on her lips.
He's gonna right, so stay away from Klosniak. I got a little different take. I'm actually gonna keep OnlyFans because I can't get as I got an OnlyFans page. No, I don't. I'm joking.
Yeah, all right. No, he's not.
Come on. But no, I don't get rid of OnlyFans. I'm actually going to keep the OnlyFans simply because sex sells. I can't get rid of it. Sex sells. And I think it's going to be around here as just part of human nature. Now, this is my challenge. I'm selling Usher.
You selling Usher?
Bugging.
No, listen.
Bugging.
Listen. I gotta sell Usher. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna sell Usher. I'm a huge Usher fan, but I think if we're looking at it from my portfolio, I think I've tapped out. I think it's time to cash in on Usher. I gotta sell him.
Okay.
I've been rocking with Usher since Confessions. Broke up with a girl because of Usher. I think I've taken my Usher.
See, everything's always personal with him, man.
And Caitlin, of course. I mean, I don't know if you knew the stats, but out of 26 WNBA games that had over 1 million viewerships, 22 were hers. So she's just a brand. I think she'll be bigger if she wasn't so vanilla in the literal sense too. So, I mean, there's only upside for her. I mean, there's people out in the game trying to hurt her and push her down and things like that. I think what she needs on her team, she needs an enforcer. Somebody like an Anthony Mason back in the days, like with the Knicks, or somebody like Rampy from the Rangers. They just go out there. They can't play ball, but they're out there just to make sure that she's going to be right on the court. And I think if they could do that, this girl has a long career in the business. But yeah, so that's it. I'm keeping OnlyFans. I'm holding OnlyFans. I'm definitely buying Clayton and Usher. You make me want to leave.
Understand.
Yeah, I feel you. Usher might have gave one of your girls some cherries. I get it.
Yeah, you know that's what it is. That's what happened, right?
I get
it.
I get it.
So, Reggie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes.
You were amazing, Reggie. We hope you had a good time. We look forward to working with you. That's the goal. The conversation is not going to stop there. Like you said, we got to get to know, like, and trust each other as we want to progress and move forward and possibly do work together in this business. So is there anything in closing that you want to say to our audience, Reggie?
No, I just want to encourage, like I said, there's a big shift in the way the industry is going right now. And I cannot encourage Black founders who have great ideas enough. Go out there and make it happen. This is your time. This is your space. This is your way of and the fact that we spend so much money in the Black community, if you focus on that space and have a great idea to bring it to market, stop, do it now. Stop whatever you're doing right now on the side and make it happen. I can't encourage that highly enough. And I really appreciate you all having me on today. It's been a pleasure. And the games were even more fun. Thank you.
No, thank you, Reggie.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So like we always say, this is the end of the show, but it doesn't stop here. If you are an angel investor and you want to come on the show and talk about your thesis and talk about some of the things that you're looking about and the cool things that you have going on within your ecosphere, please email us at social@accrue. Hit me up at Anthony either Anthony Stevens on LinkedIn. We'll make sure we put all the information down below. And like I said, until next time, FOH.
I was cheated, man. That stock thing was a setup.
You did. You just bought a duck company. You just bought a duck company. It's okay. All right. See you next time.